For the past 20 years, he's gone to great lengths to get the perfect shot. Adventure photographer Corey Rich has created breathtaking images of athletes and outdoor enthusiasts exploring some of the most exotic locations on Earth. Rich is now releasing a new book revealing all the hard work that goes into those stunning images.
Yeah, and they are indeed stunning. Let's welcome everyone. Corey Rich now to the studio. Thank you so much for being here. This book is really amazing. The photography is out of this world. We were talking, and you know, you do kind of follow the adventures of some of these athletes, but you got to be an athlete yourself with some of those shots.
Well, you know, certainly one of my favorite aspects of this genre of photography is I have to be a participant.
Yeah.
And so I always say that I'm the most creative when my heart's beating at 150 beats per second and sweat's dripping into my eyes. It's sort of like I shift into the most creative gear.
Yeah.
And so that's, yeah, the cost of admission is you have to be there, which I feel blessed that that's the case.
Yeah.
So talk about all of the preparation and the careful execution that has to go into each and every one of these photos that we see.
Sure, you know, so much of it is, you know, so much of this book and the photos that I take are, it's the athletes. I mean, I get a little bit of the credit. I'm behind a camera composing a rectangle, but it's really about the people in this book. This is really a book about the characters, the greatest athletes on the planet. And so it's the relationship between kind of storyteller, documentarian, and great athletes. And it's finding that balance, being there, really. It's sort of finding out that we're in constant communication around what they're planning and, you know, our schedules and does it fit for me to join for the journey. And really it comes down to these very fleeting moments. It's when we're in the right spot, it's sort of the light is just right, I'm in the right position to make an image. There's a lot of anticipation, and I'm constantly sort of calculating when does it make sense to slow down and take a picture, and when does it make sense to just keep up with the athletes.
Yeah. Any of the shoots really stand out to you? I mean, they're all spectacular.
Yeah. You know, I always joke that it's the last shoot was my favorite. I mean, I'm as much in love with the journey as making that final image. It's sort of, you know, to travel hopefully is better than to arrive. And, but you know, being a California kid, I grew up in the Mojave Desert. I went to school in the Bay Area. You know, Yosemite still really holds a special place in my heart. I really love being on the side of El Capitan or any of the big cliffs in Yosemite. And it's just something about that vertical environment. And it's sort of the proving ground for modern day rock climbing. There's something amazing about watching the greats, some of the greatest climbers of all time, and photographing those feats. It's incredibly satisfying.
What is that moment like when you realize that you have just captured the perfect shot? Or do you realize it in the moment?
You know, photography is a lot like sketching. I mean, I'm pressing a shutter instead of using a pencil and an eraser, but I'm sketching and I'm sketching, and I'm doing that by subtle adjustments of the camera, and I'm depressing the shutter and moving it left and right and subtly up and down. And I think I get this feeling when I know when something's special, the light's right, and you know, my heartbeat increases. Maybe it even decreases slightly in that perfect moment, but you really don't know until you either look at the back of the camera or you get home, you know, and sometimes it's weeks later that I finally am going through tens of thousands of photos and I realize that's the moment. That was it. It was that all of it came together. The stars aligned.
We're just about out of time, but what sort of brought you to this genre? What was it about this type of photography that attracted you?
You know, early on, I had a school teacher, actually, that introduced me to the outdoors, and another school teacher that introduced me to photography, and I realized kind of very quickly that those two worlds could function in parallel. And I had no idea then, you know, it's 13 years old, that would turn into a career and a lifestyle and a passion. But
and this new book, we should mention, a book signing at the Patagonia store coming up on Saturday.
All right. Any advice for all of us amateur photographers out there quickly as we wrap up? I mean, I want those nice Instagram shots.
Moments are fleeting, and when you see something incredible, take a picture, whether that's with your DSLR or whether it's your phone.
Don't wait.
Take the picture, don't wait, because it's going to go away.
Can't hesitate.
That's right.
All right, Corey Rich, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, we do.
It's
Thank
my
you.
pleasure.
Thanks for bringing the book and talking about it.
Congrats on the book.
Thanks a lot.